Hi everyone, it's Salwa, and today I'm resharing a tip that I gave on last week's podcast all around journaling. And so, in case you missed it, I want to reiterate the importance of writing down and making a mini and major list around actions. Very similar to our manifestation list for mini versus major, I want you to start writing down action steps in a similar format so that you can really build some trust muscle, be proactive about utilizing high self-worth as opposed to maybe just waiting for something to come your way, and also use it as a really great marker of progress for all of the internal shifts that you are making and still need to create. So to begin, as you are doing the unblocking work and making sure that you're expanded enough, the action steps fall around passing tests, and also to not sit back and be passive about your life, right? So focus on what is kind of the dominant thing that's happening in your life, whether that's a limiting belief, a shadow aspect that you're wanting to integrate, a core wound, whatever it may be. I want you to write that down. Hopefully you have your new journal. If not, use whatever journal is accessible to you and write it down. What is that limiting belief? What is that fear? And then from there, I want you to write down your mini action step list and your major action step list. So for example, maybe one of your fears is around partnership, and you are afraid that you will never be picked. You are afraid that you are invisible. You are afraid that you cannot be loved for your authentic self. So what are some mini and major action steps that you can take? Well, a major action step is maybe you are actually dating someone right now and you know that they're a test, but you're still too scared to end things. Okay, that's totally fine. I want everyone to be fully honest with where they are right now. But what are some mini action steps that you can take if you are still kind of running into that fire? Maybe that's you are going to state your needs to this person this week because you're so terrified of using your voice. Maybe you are going to set a boundary that you're really afraid to set in this situation. Those are some mini steps that you can take that are still pointing in the direction of high self-worth, even though you're not ready to make like the really bigger, major action that you need to take to fully move forward. Another example could be around money and career. Maybe at work, you are so terrified of showing up authentically as yourself. You don't feel smart enough, you feel small, and you don't feel like your voice is worthy of being heard. So a major action step could be that, at work, you're going to actually be the person that will take on leading a project, or being the one to present a group project, right? And maybe that's terrifying to you. You don't want to present, you don't want to feel small, and you're so scared of how your peers will perceive you. Okay, so what are some mini action steps that you can take? Maybe it's in the next meeting, you're going to say an opinion because you never speak up. Maybe you're going to share an idea because you typically are afraid to do so. Maybe at the end of every week, you're going to write down all of your strengths around your job, how you are adding to this role, how you're adding to your teammates. And that can just be an action step for yourself to really sit and no longer be timid of your own talents and skills. That is still a mini action step that is pointing in the direction of you one day being able to take a lead in something that you've never done before. So there's different ways to go about this, but I really think that making these action steps and writing them down and seeing, what makes me so nervous? What makes me feel like, okay, I can do this tomorrow as a mini step, and seeing, eventually when you go back into your journal and see like, that's a major step that I'm wanting to take that I wrote down a month ago, and now I don't feel as scared. I feel like it's actually possible, and that's a really big shift. And that's also something that you can journal about or write next to on this major list that, on this date, I actually feel that I am courageous enough and I'm worthy of taking this action. I hope this was helpful. You can do it. Everything matters. You don't have to wait for a specific moment or a person or a cliff. you can create your own small action plan, and you can recognize what the tests are, and also know that maybe it's not the time for you yet, and that's okay, but there's still things that you can do to show up in high self-worth. I hope this is helpful. Happy journaling, and talk to you all soon. Bye.